Hey everybody, my name is Logan. I used to make videos on the internet. Now, for once I'm doing it again for whatever reason that's possessed me. This is an update for the people who actually deem me worth still subscribing even when I said there'd be no more videos. Very thankful for those. Granted, not everybody watched the video, but at least all of my subscribers were supposed to see that in their sub box. Hell, if I know, you probably sub to well over 100 people. But what I've been doing, and I want to thank everybody who left nice comments on my last video, why I'm quitting, asking me not to leave. It meant a lot to me. In particular, I won't cite their names right now. I know all but one, and I don't want to get it wrong because he's actually never left a comment on any of my videos before. John Bailey, that's the guy, or Josh Bailey. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with me? Surely, I'm supposed to be nearsighted anyway. What's wrong? Josh Bailey said, no, don't go. Axe Dwarf, long sub, frowny face. I got a frowny face when I saw that one. But Floyd Rules Jr., no. Toby Bearfield, of course, this one brought a little bit of a smile to my face. He says, "You're be missed, dude." Of course, I understand what he's trying to get across. He said, "You'll be missed, dude." It's very much so appreciated. I'll miss you, dude. But what have I been doing? Well, I guess I'll take the time to talk about that because actually a lot has happened in the last 12 days. So first of all, and this is going to probably be a long video. I don't know. You see the video, you know how long it is, you tell me. But listen, I'm going to get into this in a second. That's right, gentlemen. Read that. And I'll do a little bit of review about that very quickly. I actually went and picked up Extreme Legends and Dynasty Warriors 8 for the PlayStation 3. I've been playing the shit out of that. So I finally, in talking about this and that and other videos, I've talked about how the girl I had a crush on, whatever. I finally asked her out, and as soon as I did, she said yes. Right? There was no hesitation. She straight up, yeah, I'll give you my number. So, and we'll set something up. I'd love to go. And then the next day, right, I text her. I said, "Hey, it's Logan. I'm working out some details. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. Here's my number. Okay, so you know that it's not a prankster or whatever trying to call you or some hooligan. Goddamn hooligans." I said, "Okay, I'll call you tomorrow sometime." And she said she doesn't want to have a romantic relationship, a bunch of crap. And I finally convinced myself that that was some type of Casanova. I was clear and explicit. Whatever. But as a little bit disappointing to me, I sort of saw myself growing up, being lonely, drinking, whatever. It was a very sad thought. And I didn't cry like a pussy or anything, but it was sad. I was let down. Jake, Chase, they were trying to console me, everything be okay. Thank God, my patience was at an end. If anybody had used the "there's other fish in the sea" thing, oh my God, I would have snapped. Anyway, that's out of the way. Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends, of course, I've been playing that, and I've gotten really into PlayStation gaming. I finally found an old Ethernet cable that I used from like 5 or so years ago. and it was very short. I actually had to move some stuff around, but and I actually ended up having to make a new PSN account as well. Uh, but I did that. It is a big hassle to actually get to play my Dynasty Warriors, but I finally got to play my Dynasty Warriors, and good God, that Extreme Legends is fun. And I guess I'll talk a little bit about that. I played a little bit of the challenge mode. It's boring. If you played any of the challenge mode before, it's a lot like that. Of course, it's revamped. It's a little bit better. Um, well, a little bit. I guess it's significantly better in at least the presentation of it. Um, as far as new characters go, um, they all have positives and benefits. Um, like Fa Zheng, um, looks like a badass. Has great voice actor as well. His weapons suck so bad though, and of course that's just a preference of mine. I'm always it's one of the reasons why I've always loved like Lu Bu, Guan Yu. Other than the fact that red hair was their horse, they had these big weapons, just slashing it about all over the place. Uh, Fun times. Uh, but Fa Jing, great, great character. I really love what they did with him. Zhu Ron, I'm gonna save him for the end because I don't have very much nice to say about him. Uh, Chen Gong, uh, oh my God, they got a hilarious voice actor. I like it. The presentation is supposed to be hilarious. This is supposed to be some crazy strategist who has something up his sleeve all the time, knows he's in it for himself. It's just I love Qin Gong. His weapon is a little bit wonky, but completely contradictory to everything I just said. He is a lot of fun to play as, and I mean a lot of fun. Um, and Lu Lingqi, um, I feel sort of bad because for anybody who knows anything about the actual history and Romance of the Three Kingdoms, the historical path for Lu Bu is not a very bright one. I don't want to spoil anything, but well, I mean, every single other Dynasty Warriors game has it ending the exact same way. There is no happy ending for Lu Bu. But of course, me being the absolute tryhard baller that I am, it's actually a lot easier if you just complete the historical path and go back and complete the objectives. But me being the Gosu tryhard that I am, I used internet guides. What can I say? Uh, no, I'm actually kidding. I didn't use any internet guides whatsoever. You'll have to take my word for it. But it feels like the objectives were pretty outright with it. Like the Wei one, when I originally got the game on the 360, I had a hard time figuring out what to do for Wei, and it took me a couple times to get Zhu Shu. Although he's never an actual playable character for Wei, he's pretty instrumental in their win at GB. So. There you go. And I refuse to put the on it. Hate me if you want to. Let's see. Yu Jin is a badass. I'm trying to think of the proper words to use. It seemed like Yu Jin was used a lot in the base game. Of course, he was a generic officer before, as every single other one. Well, Lu Lingqi wasn't, but I guess technically she wasn't she? Because there's a couple times where she's made appearances as the unit carriage. I don't know. That's up to you to decide. I don't know. Yu Jin. Oh my God. His weapon is awesome. He's a giant. Um, I don't know. We did like the whole. Uh, like what's his line? I'll beat down anybody who disrespects the law. Uh, I don't. I don't think that's right, but it's something along those lines, and that meets somewhere between cheesy and badass. Because I don't know, Eugene, he's awesome. I think in most like scenarios where he's used as a generic officer, I actually haven't completed the historical route for Way yet. Hypothetical route I have done. Um, but I haven't actually gone to Fawn Castle. I don't know if he's still one of the units that surrenders or not. Um, of course, I could probably look that up on the internet, and you probably already know. But um, in most scenarios where he's used, it seems like he has a little bit lower health. I don't know. But, and if I have any problem with the way that they did Extreme Legends with Dynasty Warriors 8, it is nowhere near as bad as Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends, where they absolutely did not use the added characters anywhere. I mean, outside of the Extreme Legends exclusive type stuff, I mean, you didn't see Wang Yi anywhere. You didn't see Pang De. Let's see, what was the third? Guozha. You didn't see Guozha. Well, you did, but he wasn't that important. I mean, it's hard to take Guozha out of Wei because you can read historically about that very instrumental figure in Wei as well. But um, I had such a big problem with the way that they use the added characters in Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends. Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends, fantastic. I enjoyed that game thoroughly. I just thought that they misused the new characters. It's a lot better in Extreme Legends because they did pick characters that were a little bit more universal. Probably Fa Zheng being maybe the one exception for the rule. Of course, Eugen, it's hard to be in a battle against Wei without him actually being in that fight. Um, Fa Zheng, I mean, I can't even remember if he's on the Shu scenario for Mount Dingjun. Um, I know he was there at Chengdu. He didn't have any lines or whatever, but he was definitely there at Chengdu. And of course, I love how they added all the different little hypothetical. I don't really. They're not really even routes. They're just extra missions. Most of them don't even really correlate with each other. Um, the one where the first one I actually played, and it's the one I've been impressed with the most so far just because it's so far-fetched, is if Lu Bu actually surrendered after Jia Pi and served under Cao Cao. And I thought that was just so hardcore, where he was wrecking stuff at Guandu. uh, I thought that was just an excellent use there. uh, Now finally, Zhu Ron. This guy uses so many fire puns. Like at first I thought it was funny in sort of an obnoxious way, but I got so tired of it after a while. And his voice actor, I'm sorry, it's the guy they got for Zhu Ron is not good. Uh, and it's straight up bad. I'm sorry. The guy, it's nowhere near Dynasty Warriors 8 Zhang Liao bad, uh, but it is pretty bad. And by the way, for those who are new to the series Dynasty Warriors 8, maybe played Dynasty Warriors 8, Dynasty Warriors 7, um, I want you to, on YouTube, or hell, I would highly recommend, they are not actually on the PlayStation store, I did check, but go back, play some of the older Dynasty Warriors, in particularly Dynasty Warriors 4, 3 even, um, 5, 6. I think they maybe even all had the same guy, maybe for the exception of 3, but that was still pretty okay, especially compared to the rest of the voice actors they had in 3. Oh my God, you want to shout? He has had some of the best voice acting throughout the whole series, and I mean the whole series. Um, Sal P, too, has uh, since Dynasty Warriors 5 had some of the best voice acting. Sal P, uh, other than all of his words being extremely drawn out, all of his voice acting is solid. Speaking on that, Gong, I talked about how he was wacky. His voice actor gets a little bit annoying at times. I'm not gonna lie, but it's deliberate. I feel it was deliberate. It's wonky. It's wacky. It's fun. It's funny. It's clever. Um, Gong was deliberate. Lu Ling Ki, although I expected her to have some of the worst voice acting ever, I don't know. I had a hunch. Um, Probably the best of the new characters, if I had to say. Fa Jing, that guy's good. Um, Eugene, very good. But Juron, I don't want to harp on it too awfully bad, but his voice acting was abysmal. The Torch Flame is it's a different weapon. Of course, Lu Ling Ki, I didn't really talk about her weapon, or Qinggong's. Qinggong sort of uses a rolled up scroll, um, sort of weird ways where he flips it and stuff, smacks people across the face. It works pretty well. Fa Jing uses a cloth. Um, I know, doesn't sound deadly, right? He uses it in some pretty deadly ways. Lu Ling Ki actually, as a homage to Dynasty Warriors 6, they brought back Lu Bu's weapon from Dynasty Warriors 6, the cool like pipe that spins and just separates and kills everything. That is what Lu Ling Ki actually uses now. Very hardcore. I love it. Ambition mode, it actually got a change. And for those who played Ambition mode before, it took you several hours to complete the palace. You got all the fame and you got all the allies before you completed the palace. You just did. It didn't matter if you just played all of the missions where you collected materials. It did not matter. You did not have the palace completed. Well, they changed it now. Throughout the entire, I can't remember if it's skirmish, whatever, it's the mission you use to collect materials primarily. Throughout the whole mission they have, well, I don't know, I guess you could milk it if you wanted to, but there is time limits now. Harsh time limit, or harsher time limits, I guess I should say. Maybe even to avoid this, but supply captains will actually come in as reinforcements throughout the whole thing, sometimes even en masse, and they all drop weapon materials and facility materials as well, so it makes building the palace one hell less of a grind. I'm about 78% completed with the palace after about three maybe, pushing it, about 2.5 hours of play in ambition mode. I mean, with that being said, I have stuck strictly with the skirmishes where you collect these materials. It's still a grind, it's just a lot easier. That's my biggest problem with it. I have videos on my channel of me actually playing for an hour, twice I think, and making so little progress at building the palace. It was ridiculous. And that was straight up going in, getting all the materials, ending the mission, and doing that over and over and over and over again. And it made so little progress over such a long period of time. It was very ridiculous. So I guess I should talk a little bit more on the story. The Lu Bu campaign is excellent. It's shorter than the rest, though, and that might disappoint some people. I think there are 5 base missions, and if you complete one of the objectives, then that opens up an additional stage, which you have to do something special on that stage in order to unlock the hypothetical route. Let's see. Actually, I think I can name them all off here. There was the 10 eunuch missions. Get away from Hulao Gate. Uprising at Chang'an. And then that one you could complete to go to Changshan, and then you could go, and then it was Yan province, and then it was Ding Tao. So yeah, that was 6, right, including the optional missions. And then on the, like, after it branches, there are 4 historical missions and there are 4 hypothetical missions. So in total about 14 missions, and that is a lot shorter than the other campaigns by a significant amount. I think Jin is a little bit on the shorter side as well, but I can't actually remember correctly right now. But it's just like all the other campaigns, really. I mean, with unique missions, and the hypothetical route is actually very interesting. And the ending actually impressed me quite a bit. I'll say that. Story is a lot of fun. Of course, with this being said, it's a little late into it, but do not play Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends if you cannot play Dynasty Warriors 8 along with it. It's just, it's bad, okay? You shouldn't do it because, and you're robbing yourself of an experience. I tell you that. You want the whole shebang. You want it all to be there. You want the full experience. Dynasty Warriors 8 in itself was a pretty complete experience, I guess. And then the addition of Extreme Legends is just fantastic. So do that. Highly recommend it. One thing I can also tell you, something that I did is a little bit of a cheesy way. And I'm probably most people who play it. It's a PlayStation 3, well, 3 and 4, and I guess technically Vita release. Although really, why play Dynasty Warriors on the Vita, people? I don't know. Somebody out there is playing Dynasty Warriors on their PS Vita. Sure as hell ain't gonna be me. I'm gonna play that on my see, 32-inch television, HDMI. I think so. Anyway, fun as hell game. I've had a lot of fun with it. Most people who, like I said, I was trying to say, most people who play the game probably have beaten Dynasty Warriors 8 extensively, because people who play Dynasty Warriors generally play it because they want to play Dynasty Warriors and not because it's just a new game that came out. I mean, come on. I mean, if it's true, Dynasty Warriors probably some of the most diehard fans in any video gaming at all. And on that note, release Samurai Warriors 4 in the United States. God damn it, Koei. I'm tired of this. I don't think that they are actually going to release it at all, because on the Koei wiki, I don't, of course, Koei probably has, or Tecmo Koei, I suppose, is the correct term. I don't think like they have anything to do with the wiki, but on the Samurai Warriors 4, Sengoku Warriors 4, something like that, they actually released the quote about how it was going to be maybe released in the spring. Oh my God, I got so disheartened, because I was sometimes I spend days without just looking up news or anything like that, so I like to be caught up on my Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors. It's been such big parts of my life for such a long time. I love the games to death. And it actually seems like they will not be releasing Samurai Warriors 4. That is tragic. Like, why? Come on. All those new characters too. Like, damn, some of them really excited me. And after, like, I don't want to get a Wii to play Samurai Warriors 3. I just don't. The Wii's controllers are so wonky, and they don't fit in my hands properly. Not like a PlayStation or Xbox controller. They don't. Hell, even, you know, when I game on the PC occasionally, it don't even feel as comfortable as a mouse. It doesn't. The Wii is wonky. I don't want to play on it. I don't want to play any mobile games. Plus, I'll be spending hundreds of dollars on it. I'd only ever play one game on it, you know. I thought about it at the time, though. I really did. I strongly considered getting a Wii. I mean, this about a year ago. Well, I guess it was around the time I was finishing up with Warriors Orochi 3. Well, I guess that's 2 years ago, isn't it? Anyway, I really wish that Samurai Warriors had done as well as however they had hoped it was going to do. Because at this point it looks like they will never release that game in the States, and I mean never. And that is so disappointing. And I don't actually just mean in the States. I mean you boys in the UK, you know, Europe. I mean, they are not going to translate this into anything. This will be strictly released in Japan, and that sucks so bad. No, I don't even want to make it out like, I mean, it doesn't have that big of a following. It doesn't, but, I mean, comparatively speaking, of course, and if you get that quote, then you get a medal, a Samurai Warriors type little quote there. If you get it, I'll be very proud of you. Very proud of you. You'd have to extensively play Samurai Warriors 2 to get that one. Anyway, Samurai Warriors is probably never going to do as well as Dynasty Warriors, just because Dynasty Warriors has been doing it for such a long time and it's been doing it so well. People, I don't know why they simply just don't care as much about Samurai Warriors. Samurai Warriors 3, I mean, the game, it seemed a little bit wonky. I watched, is this lady on YouTube? I can't remember her YouTube channel. Um, but she had the majority of the characters. She had their campaigns, and I didn't like how you could complete certain challenges. I mean, it's dynamic or whatever, but it's just is odd and change and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Uh, Same could be said about Dynasty Warriors. I hate to get off topic, but Dynasty Warriors, the way that they actually changed it, it's not so much about everything else now. It used to be very grand scale, and then they just downgraded it to, and I mean, Dynasty Warriors, your allies are a lot more competent. You aren't having to ride along red hair all over the field, helping your generals, and pushing forward and getting some type of sick tactical satisfaction out of it. You don't actually get that anymore. It's very you against the worldish, and I don't like that very much. But Dynasty Warriors 8, very solid title. And that's not necessarily because the new way of doing it is bad. It's just I preferred the old way better. Oh man, that's long-winded. That's a long-winded talk about Dynasty Warriors. I actually didn't think it had it. I had it in me. Obviously, while I was away from YouTube, I wasn't training in the mountains, fixing my stutter. Believe it or not, I don't actually stutter when I'm not making a video for potentially the world to see. It's, believe it or not, anyways, people, don't get used to it. I'm not out of retirement, but I thought I would talk a little bit about just what I've been doing and stuff, and I don't know, I don't want to make any guarantees, but sort of as a way I might get back into it. I promised I wouldn't ever go away completely, but for the most part the channel is going to be shutting down as far as providing entertainment, but I might do something weekly, or like I said, when something strikes my mind, I might just do that. So there you go. My name's Ben Logan. I don't know when next time will be, but for the sake of tradition, for the sake of those who actually enjoyed the outro as much as I do, you sick bastards, I love you. My name's Ben Logan. Thank you for watching, and I sincerely hope you'll join me next time. Have a good one.